Yo, 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 Salaam nerds, guys.
Oh my god, you did it.
I,
Hello, Ted. How you doing?
listen, guys, I don't know. I don't know how to do a Kansas accent, but I'm Tom Bias. I'm really bad at it.
Yes, you are.
I am really bad at a Ted Lasso accent. But, guys, it's me, your host, Neebz Lasso. So for those of you guys that cannot see us on YouTube, I am in cosplay. And listen, I'm here with my co-host, Jazz, aka the Wonder Kid. Have you
Who's
watched?
his assistant? Yeah, who's
Yeah.
the assistant? I'm not Nate. I'm the other one.
No, you're Nate. The Wonder
I'm
Kid is
Nate?
Nate. Yes, the Wonder Kid is Nate. Which low key. How far are you at Ted Lasso?
So I just started season 2.
Okay, so in season 3 they call him the Wonder Kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. That's why
So,
I know that. Yeah.
yes. Which is like, so I went to Comic-Con dressed as Ted Lasso, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think I might have experienced a mild form of casual racism.
What?
Yeah, because all of the people of color were like coming up to me like Ted Lasso, Ted Lasso. Let me take a picture.
Okay.
A few white men and a handful of them came up to me and said, "Are you Nate?" And I'm just like, "What? Just because I'm brown, I gotta be Nate? I'm literally dressed like Ted Lasso. Like
You have the mustache.
I got the mustache, which by the way is real. This is not fake. This is fully grown. It's authentic Pakistani mustache right here.
What the shit? I thought it was fake.
No, bro, it's like real, bro. This is a real mustache.
Nice.
This is a real mustache, man. Mooch.
All right. Mooch.
Yeah. And I got like the vest, man. I got the vest. I had the sneakers. I had the khakis. Some dudes were still like, "Oh, are you Nate?" And I'm like, the only thing me and Nate have in common are skin color. So I don't know. I feel like that's a mild form of casual racism against cosplayers.
I believe it.
Made me feel a certain way, but still, majority of the people did know me at Ted Lasso, and a lot of people got pictures of me, and it was fun. It was a good time.
Bro, your clip of meeting Nick as Barney Stinson. And
Yes.
Like, have you met Ted? And I'm like, oh my god, this is the crossover we need.
That was so funny. So it's Nick Fox is a popular TikTok creator, and he does like cosplay and stuff like that. And he has some amazing cosplay. He had Venom, Dr. Horrible, Neil Patrick Harris, and Barney Stinson. He looks just like Neil Patrick Harris. Like that man looks just like him. And I got some cool videos of him doing air guitar on the Back to the Future panel. But let's talk about Comic-Con, man. That's what we're gonna do. I want to recap all of it to you. It was such a fun time.
I'm sad I missed it.
Yeah, bro, dude. How many cons have you been to? Have you been to a con before?
I have been, yeah, because we have one here too, and so it's not called like Houston Comic Con. It's called Space City something.
Oh, very cool. I might have to go to that one day.
Holy crap.
I don't know.
Palooza, that's what it's called, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. But I saw so many cosplay guys. Go to my TikTok. I have, and my Instagram actually, and my Twitter. I have all 4 days of Comic-Con. Basically, I took all the cosplays that I found and I put them in a cool little video clip to music. All the fun time. I got all my friends in there. Shout out to my friends. So many friends were there. Adam was there. Straw Hat Goofy, Victoria, Nick, Dimitri, like all of them, man. It was really, really cool.
Hopefully you didn't miss anybody there because they're gonna be mad.
I know, I probably did. There was one other guy. I can't remember who it was. Who is this name? I can't even remember. But it was a lot of fun, man. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. It was. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Spill the beans. Tell us everything.
All right, my highlight. Like my life is over. Like it's done. Like I have completed like the fifth, thing that I need to complete in life in order to gain like the avatar state. I don't know what it is, but
unlocked the 7th chakra. Got it.
Yes. So listen, I got a chance to meet one of my heroes, like someone who I admire so much. And that is Michael J. Fox. I love Michael J. Fox. Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love him for being a short king. He was a ladies' man back in the 90s, and he was only 5'4". Like, man had so much game. He is short, man. He's a short man. he was, Spin City, love that show, Family Ties. Like, he is a legend, right? But of course, Back to the Future, greatest movie of all time. And then, he was diagnosed with Parkinson at 29 years old.
Oh no!
Right? And like he devoted his life to research and study of Parkinson's. All his money, his political connections, he worked with politics. He figured out that the science was ahead of the money when it comes to Parkinson's. So all he needs is to raise money for like the science to catch up with actual cures and treatments and all that stuff. So he devoted his life to Parkinson's, and he did so much in his life, man. He is incredible. And then he still came back to acting. He was on episodes of Scrubs. He was on Rescue Me. Like, while his Parkinson's was so bad, one of the greatest people. Like, and like when you hear him talk, like he was so optimistic. Like he had all these like issues with his body. Like his eye socket broke, his clavicle broke, his shoulder. He has all these like medical issues. He's still one of the most optimistic people in the world, man. He is such a gem of a person. Like, I was so emotional at that Comic-Con thing. It was really, really great.
I can only imagine, man. And
Dude.
It's wild to me that the science is ahead of the money. Like, that means theoretically they probably have something that could help a lot of people, and they simply don't have the funding to go through all the trials to make it like a reality. So,
well, this was back in '99, so this was like in the '90s. He's referencing. So that's why he devoted so much time, and that's why they have so much stuff for it now. A lot of it has to do with him and Muhammad Ali, who also had Parkinson's. It's crazy. Two of my biggest heroes both have Parkinson's. I never realized that. It's crazy. Yeah.
Once you really start thinking about it, that's when it hits you. Like, oh my god.
The other thing I want to talk about. Let me grab something real quick.
Okay. Everybody, when he's
all right, I got it. So listen, I went to meet Michael J. Fox. Like, I paid some money. I dropped some coinage on it, once in a lifetime experience, to meet Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. And I wore this shirt.
Back to the Future.
This shirt says "Pack to the Future" because we're from Pakistan, even though we pronounce it Pakistan. Yes, it is from halalshirts.com. It is called "Pack to the Future." It's really cool. And then Michael J. Fox asked me. He said, "Why did your shirt say Pack to the Future?" And I said, "It's because I'm from Pakistan, and where I'm from, we don't need roads." And he laughed. In fact, you can in the picture that we took, you can see him still laughing from the joke.
That's
like
great.
He's literally in mid laugh from my joke in the picture.
That's amazing.
It's super awesome. By the way, these shirts are on sale at halalshirts.com. You can pre-order them. All of the money is going to the victims' flood relief. And Michael J. Fox has actually seen and commented on this shirt, so that's canon.
That's canon.
Which is really cool. So he talked about so many cool things. One of the things that he brought up, which my TikTok is going viral at the moment, is he says that when he was doing the music for Johnny Be Good, he learned all of the chords. So his fingers are synced to the chords. And then he told the editors that, and the editors made sure to get clips of his hands, because every single chord he's doing is accurate to the chords in the song.
That's amazing. Good for him. That's what you call dedication to the
right.
To the craft, right?
He actually learned guitar. He didn't know guitar before this. He learned it for the movie and was able to sync it. That's wild.
That's dedication. Good for him.
And then another thing that he brought up, which nobody asked him about, he brought up on his own. He said the only thing I regret about that scene is that it kind of suggests that a white boy invented rock and roll when it was really Chuck Berry. So he was like, that's not something I wanted to imply at all. But credit to Chuck Berry. He is the best. And, I just tried my best. And it's really complicated because technically, the argument could be made that since Marty McFly learned from Chuck Berry, it's really Chuck Berry inventing it himself, kind of, right? It's weird. It's something called the Bootstrap Paradox, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Chuck Berry invented it, and then Marty heard it, and then Marty went and played it, and then Chuck Berry heard it, and then it goes back around in a loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on how you interpret the bootstrap, what you call it, paradox. Uh, in the movie, it could be considered that nobody invented it. It's just a paradox. It just came in this space. But in real life, remove ourselves from the movie. In real life, that's the first time I've learned that Black people invented rock and roll. I had no idea Black people invented rock and roll until Back to the Future.
Yeah, came from the blues, then it went to a couple other genres in between, then rock and roll came out of it. Like, that's completely true. Yeah,
it's really cool. And like, it's funny because if Back to the Future came out now, people would call it woke because number one, no, seriously, number one, it features in the 50s a Black waiter who becomes mayor in the 80s, right? Then it's got this whole thing, and then it's got this huge band and they're all Black. So like they found ways to cast Black people in the 50s, which would have been really difficult because of like all of these laws, all of the stuff that's happening, the racial divide, but they still found ways to put them in professional, respectable jobs like musicians and like a waiter who's going to be mayor with aspirations. Like that's really ahead of its time, for lack of better words, or no pun intended, right?
It's Back to the Future.
It's Back to the Future. I know. And then the other thing that people don't realize, we hear this term toxic masculinity all over the world, right? Back to the Future actually tackled healthy masculinity back in the 80s before anybody even heard of this word. Now listen to this. Listen to this. In the first movie, George McFly was not masculine enough, right? And he got picked on, and he had to learn to stand up for himself. In episode 2, Marty overcompensates for his masculinity because every time somebody calls him chicken or yellow, he gets baited into doing things he doesn't want to do, right? But the third movie, which is the most important movie and doesn't get enough credit, is when he learns the balance of the three. He learns that it's not what other people think of you, it's what you think of yourself, right? That's healthy masculinity. This movie tackled that years ahead before we knew this existed. Right?
I guess Back to the Future kind of knew something about the future, huh?
Yo, Back to the Future is one of the greatest movies of all time, and it can never be remade. It's lightning in a bottle. You couldn't make it for this time. Number one, the time travel stuff, like we know more about time travel now, so like it doesn't make sense. And the other thing is, you just can't capture the magic. You just can't capture the magic.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it was really cool. Really, really cool experience. The other thing is, they asked Christopher Lloyd what his favorite quote of all time is. And he ends the night with saying, "The future is what you make it. So make it a good one."
That's beautiful.
Dude, it was the greatest Comic-Con of my life. Like, I got emotional.
You're getting emotional now. I can hear it.
It's so, I love that movie, and I love Michael J. Fox. He is the gem of a human being. I love Christopher Lloyd. Greatest team up ever. Literally like Rick and Morty based on them. They just have so much like cultural significance. It was one of the greatest Comic Cons I've ever went to in my life.
Did DeLorean show up with their new Alpha 5?
I did see the new DeLorean, but they didn't come with the Alpha 5. They had the original. They brought the original DeLorean, and I did get to take a picture of it with my T-shirt.
Yeah, so I actually am on the email list from the Alpha 5 is released.
Woo.
So I'm actually into buying the DeLorean.
You made a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Hell yeah.
Oh man,
I'm gonna get a flux capacitor, put it right there. It'll be great.
My charger in my car was a flux capacitor. That's what it was shaped as. My ringtone is that little ding ding, the sound from the.
Nerd.
I love Back to the Future so much, man. It's definitely. I would even say it saved my life, man. Because like honestly, like I did not let people bait me into situations I didn't want to be in because I learned that from that show, from that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We all have a show like that. For me, it was One Piece, which is an anime. For you,
yeah.
Back to the Future, the movies.
Love Back.
I'm glad we had this because, like, we'd be completely different people if we didn't have that.
Yes. All right, so that's Back to the Future. That's my whole. Honestly, man, incredible. Can't stop raving about that. Number 2, another show that I really, really love. It kind of fell off at the end, but it's still a big part of my childhood. Smallville. I went to the Smallville reunion panel.
Really? Really? I remember
Yeah.
watching season 1 of Smallville, and then I was like, forget it.
Oh, I could not keep my eyes off the show because my wife was on that show. Kristen Crook is
Oh
like the
yeah.
most beautiful woman in the
I
entire
will
world.
admit, I had a crush on her too.
Dude,
I totally understand.
she was my first celebrity crush. Like I was like, oh, I am definitely straight when I saw her. I was like in love with her forever. And it was really cool. And I got to meet her. I got a picture with her. Hold on, take a look.
She has this
Look,
cute cross-eyed thing going on in all of her like
look at
scenes
this.
in Smallville.
Dude,
Yeah.
she is still as amazing looking.
She hasn't aged a day. Oh my
Not a
god.
day. Neither have I. So shout out to me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's also true, mashallah.
And then also
you see my wrinkles, but can't see yours.
Also, here is the thing. Look, Michael J. Fox is literally in mid laugh. It's awesome. Oh man. But yeah, it's really weird because they talk about the show with like a little bit of like resentment. Like I don't know what kind of drama has. I don't know much about the show and what kind of drama happened off the scene, but they said that hey, they remember the good times, but they remember it wasn't really a good time. There was like a lot of drama behind the scenes on that show back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't even know if they like each other. But I know Erica Durant and Kristen Crook definitely like each other, and like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It was a little weird energy in the room, to be honest with you. I don't know the skinny of it, but I don't know. But it was still cool. I got to see them. I really love that show. And the thing I liked about the show, that's another show that was kind of woke before its time because they casted Lana Lang and Pete Ross as people of color.
Yeah.
Because Lana is Indonesian and Pete was black. And they were both white in the comics. So that was like one of the first time I've ever seen a major show do like race bending. And I was like, huh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
That's why they got a lot of shit for it.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It was a very. I really like that show. I can't say if it's good. I can't say like everything is great about it.
That's the thing. Like I was so young, I didn't know what was good. I watched it because Superman.
I might need to rewatch it and see if it holds up, but I doubt it does.
All I remember is that Clark had a super hot teacher, and that's when he got the heat vision.
Yes, Emmanuel Wagner. I remember that actress. I follow her on TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, she's still good looking. She's amazing.
Oh man, we're men,
all right.
obviously.
So the other panel that I went to was Super Mario.
No.
And shout out to Universal because I actually got like VIP treatment for this because
that's what I'm really upset about. Like I wish I was there because Universal would have gotten us in and I couldn't make it.
Yeah, so Universal got me in. It got my friend in too. I got Ahmed, who is a friend of mine, in, and we skipped the lines. We got to go in the front, which was really cool. So what happened is Universal came out to me and was like, hey, can you do a trailer reaction on your TikTok? And I was like, hey, I'm actually at Comic-Con right now. Can you get us in the panel? And they're like, hold on. And they're like, you're in. And I was like, oh my God, we were front row. I've never sat front row to anything at Comic-Con before.
You pulled the influencer card.
I did. Well, they wanted me to do something, so let me get something back. I'm doing these reactions and giving them like engagement and views for free. I should get something out of it.
That's fair. That's
right?
fair.
No, it was
for your work.
It was cool. It worked out, and I really enjoyed it. And dude, that movie is going to be good because of one thing and one thing only. Yo, Jack Black is going to carry this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Black
is very excited. I think like you were on a Zoom a couple nights ago with us when we were watching Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up watching it late, right? And you told me, like, I was telling you, like, you know, is it wrong for me to be more excited about Jack Black than Chris Pratt here?
Yeah.
And, like, apparently the internet agrees. Like, no, we are all more excited for Jack Black.
Jack Black sounds so good as Koopa. Mm-hmm. So good. Can't say the same for Chris Pratt. But
I'm glad they didn't make him do Italian accents.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I really think they should have got the original voice of Mario and just kind of had him like dumb down the stereotype. Like I think he could have done it. He's a voice actor. You could have just said, "Hey, can you dial it down a little bit, right?" And we could have had a decent, voice actor. Chris Pratt is just. I know he's doing like a New York accent, but as someone from like New York who hears New York accent from all the time, I don't know. I don't really buy it. He sounds like the lady from Bob's Burger.
Linda.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
You're right.
I don't love it. I don't love that. But this movie is going to be great regardless. Jack Black's going to carry it. So many other stars are in it. It's going to be dope. It's going to be dope.
I'm hyped for it actually. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this isn't bad.
Yeah. Jack Black said that he's given like Koopa Bowser so much more depth. He's a little insecure. He's into rock metal. He's like, there's gonna be a lot of like his personality in King
I mean,
Koopa, so it's gonna be
he's
cool.
insecure. He keeps going back to Peach.
Yeah, right. So yeah, man, that was really cool. Another show I want to talk about, dude. I've never watched this show a day in my life. I barely even heard of this show, but we got to talk about it. This show, we might need to do a podcast on it because I have never seen the show, but I watched like the trailer for season 2. It's called Wheel of Time.
Yes.
Dude, that show
Yes.
looks incredible.
I have heard wonderfully amazing things about this show.
Dude, that show is bananas. Like I saw a clip of a pregnant woman kill like 5 people and then give birth. Like I'm like, what is this show?
Okay.
I was like, I'm in. And
Right.
then I tweeted one thing about the show. I probably got like 50 new followers, and they were all encouraging me to join the fandom. It's probably the most wholesome fandom to ever exist.
Let's do
Like
it.
they were so nice. Like you should read my comments right now on Twitter. They were so nice about it. They were like, "Hey, we have this. We welcome new people. Here's the hashtag you should use. Here's the hashtag you shouldn't use because it has spoilers. Here's the hashtag for people who can't see." Like I was like, "What?" Because they use like audio, visual, audio, alt text is what they told me. So like, if you post a meme, you use alt text so that even like visually impaired people can
Yeah,
get
so
the.
like your phone, like Siri could like read it out or whatever.
I didn't know this. Yo, they are so inclusive and so like wholesome.
Yeah.
I want to join this fandom. I'm going to watch Wheel of Time. That's after Rings of Power. I'm gonna get into it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. They love people's live reactions, so we'll see.
Yeah, we may just have to do it live. It just like get you and me on TikTok and it's like, oh, I'm gonna start this. Let's watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna start. And then obviously Rings of Power. I went to Rings of Power one. That was really cool. They showed some really cool stories. It's funny because this show is not as popular across the pond as it is
Bro,
here.
it's not as popular here. Like we can't find a guest for this goddamn show.
I know, we can't even find a guess, but it's so good. But like the fans were really into it, and like we heard stuff from the audience, and like not the audience, we heard stuff from the actors, and like they all asked like, "Oh, what's your favorite scene in the show?" 3 of the actors said, "Yeah, we can't talk about it because they're in the finale." They said all 3 of them said that our favorite scene yet is in the finale. So we haven't seen everyone's favorite scene yet. Then one of them said that it's one of the best acting they've ever done in their career.
Thursday night, midnight, we're watching.
Yeah. So
1 a.m. your time.
I'm really, really excited for that.
Midnight your time and 11 p.m. my time. Whichever. We're gonna do it Thursday night.
Yeah. And finally, the other thing that I want to talk about before we go is all the art that I buy. So I love to go to Comic-Con because I love to go and support artists, right? Especially local artists and like, people who are just, these posters don't cost that much. They're like 20 something dollars. Some of them do cost a lot, I'm not gonna lie, but some of them don't really even cost that much. And I like to support them. So I want to give them a shout out. This one I got of our boy Eddie from Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah.
Yeah, and it says "This is my year,"
Aww.
which is really sad because that's what he says before he dies.
It's his year.
And this is what I say every year when I think I'm going to get married, and I never do.
Hey man.
Yep.
Join the club.
Yep. So this is by Karen Hillen, I think her name is. She is a great artist. I have tons of stuff. She also does my Ted Lasso back there.
Yeah,
great.
I can see that.
Yep.
Also, ladies, Neebz single. Pick him
up. Also, I got this amazing Batman. Look at this Batman.
Oh, that's cool.
Beautiful.
With the color like splashing in. Yeah.
It's beautiful. And it's by an artist named Sean Anderson. You can follow him at skyscraper48.
Wait, Sean Anderson?
Skyscraper48 _art. Yeah, he makes this.
Oh, okay. No, there's a different Anderson here, and he's a comic Like
Oh,
he
okay.
makes comics for the Houston Chronicles. I was like, oh wait, what? Like, but yeah, they're different. Just yeah.
Okay, one more. Check this one out, Jazz. This is Sauron and is Samwell carrying Frodo, and then Gollum in the background. Lord of
It's
the Rings.
beautiful.
This is so amazing, right? And like these were all like just about $20, not super expensive, not that much. But then I got stupid.
How much did you spend?
So there's a famous artist that I love. His name is Boss Logic, and he's one of the most famous artists ever. He's the one that actually got Rosario Dawson casted as Ahsoka because he did fan art of her.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's Muslim. He's I think Syrian refugee and lives in Australia.
Mashallah, cool.
Yeah. So I love him because he does like Eid stuff too. And I was like, oh man, shout out to the homie. So and
Get him on
and
here.
I already asked him and he already accepted.
Yes. Nice.
Yo, you know how I do, bro.
Hell yeah.
I got skills. But check out this thing that he made. It changes.
that's-
It changes, bro. It goes from black to white. This is the Shang-Chi poster with the rings, the 10 rings. And like if you
That's
the
so
angle you look at it, it's either black or white.
Those old
So,
3D pictures. Good
It's a
times.
3D picture and it's amazing. So it either shows, you know how Shang-Chi's father had the rings and he had the rings?
Yeah.
Bro, amazing. So that one cost me like a good like $80.
I expect that one to be expensive. Like,
Right?
there's
That one
no
is
way
pretty
it's cheap.
it's
Yeah.
pretty expensive. And like I bought it and then I'm like, you know what? It's an investment. I'm going to put it in the background of the podcast and it's going to be for the podcast. I'm going to write it off on my taxes.
You
And
can. We're no
right?
longer just a hobby, by the way. Like,
right. So I was like, I was justifying it. And then I was walking around with my friend Sarah, and shout out to Sarah, basically an Avenger. That's her TikTok. And we were just walking around back and forth. And like every 5 minutes, I'm like making up excuses why I bought it. And she's like, you already bought it. Why are you justifying it to yourself?
Yeah, Neebz, you can write off 35% of that, okay?
All right.
Your income, I know.
And then I bought one more. And this
Hell
one
yeah.
is also pretty dope. This one is also amazing. This one, like, I looked at it and like, you're coming home with me. All right, check it out. Obviously, what's my hashtag? My hashtag or what they call me on my personal Instagram. It's called the Condalorian. So obviously,
Mandalorian,
I
Mandalorian, then, yeah.
right the Condalorian. Check out this Mandalorian art.
Whoa.
That's
It's
amazing.
like a sunset meets. Yeah, that's so cool.
And the cool thing is it can be backlit with RGB. So if I put it right in that corner, it'll glow a different color every time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So shout out to the artists, man, and all the cool art at Comic Con. If you ever want to buy art, I highly recommend New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con has the largest artist alley, even bigger than San Diego. So it is very artist oriented.
We gotta compete.
Yep.
Okay.
You can't. You can't compete with New York. I'm sorry.
Game on.
You can try.
Game on. Watch me.
But listen, one of these days we gotta get pressed on it too. Oh, I forgot to tell you the most famous person I met, man. I'm well, not the most famous person, but someone who's like a famous friend of mine. Brendan Davis from Phase Zero podcast.
Yeah. He's the one who showed us this new program. So yeah.
Yes, he's the one. I told him how I was like. So he got me in touch with his producer, Richard, and Richard is going to show us the ropes. He said like any technical issues that we need to know, anything we need to learn, they got us. So I was networking the shit out of Comic Con, bro. We're gonna take this show to the next level.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Anyways, man, that's all I have for Comic Con, man. It was a fun night, and I can't wait to do it again, man. I love going to Comic Cons. It's so much fun.
This weekend show up, but it just didn't work out.
Oh man,
Really?
it would have been cool. But listen, check out my TikToks and try to see if Comic Con's for you. It might be. I mean, dude, the Michael J. Fox experience. Man, I am going to remember that for the rest of my life. Like,
for sure, man. I mean, you gushed on that for like 15 minutes here in our 30-minute podcast.
I know. Big fan, man. Big fan. And I got to meet like how many people in the world can say they met their celebrity crush, their first ever celebrity crush?
That's very rare.
and hug them
That's
and take a
hilarious.
picture with them. That's
Mhm.
wild. Yeah. And I got to like talk to her too. I was like, "Hey, I know you made a movie where you played a Pakistani woman. I'm Pakistani. I appreciate you." And she gave me like a little extra hug and stuff like that for that. So that was really cool.
You
I,
nerd.
yeah, listen. Celebrities love it when you throw in like an obscure movie they did.
All right, good to know. Did you ask her to
Yeah.
come on the podcast?
No, I did not.
All right.
I was too shy. I was too shy. I was. She's like the love of my life. Like I don't know what to
Man,
do.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So,
That's true. That's true. But also, like I had to go. They were
yeah, of
very
course.
disorganized at the picture taking spot, and if I did not leave early enough, I would have missed the Michael J. Fox thing.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's completely fair then.
Yep, yep. Anyways, guys, that's the end of our New York Comic Con episode. Check us out later today when we do our Rings of Power episode.
All right, take care, y'all.
All right, bye. Salaam nerds.
Peace.